Welcome to today's Nature Talk. The theme is fall aerial seeding of cover crop, and with me is the guy that I think knows a whole lot more about it than I do, Ron. You want to explain what's happening out here today at the Waverly Airport?
Well, sure. We work together with about 7 to 8 different farmers, and they're applying cover crops this year while the crop is still alive and standing. So this is on September 10th, and we are enjoying some beautiful weather to fly on those cover crops into the growing crop. And that is done. We are applying a variety of mixtures. We're using a lot of oats today, a lot of radishes, a lot of rye. We're also putting on some spring wheat and some hairy vetch. And so it's kind of a mixture depending upon what the farmer wanted on the field and what their various plans might call for regarding CSP plans or those kinds of things.
Okay, Ron, so when you say it's into existing crop, that's corn and beans?
Corn, soybeans are what we're flying over today. So the corn crop is starting to mature. It's starting to turn a little bit of color. That's a perfect timing. The soybean crop is starting to change color. Some of the leaves are starting to drop. That's exactly when we want to put it on by air, so that those leaves can continue to drop. The canopy will open up and allow sunlight down, and then the leaves will also bury the seed a little bit because we're not incorporating this seed at all. We're laying it on top of the ground, so that's going to incorporate it by covering it with the leaves.
Okay, and then once that seed germinates, explain that process.
So our goal is to get it germinated this fall. The oats will grow only this fall, and the radishes will only grow this fall. They will winter kill with the cold weather once we get down in the mid-20s or so. So we'd like to have 2 to 3 months if possible, but at least 3 to 6 weeks to get that seed growing, to get the root system going down, because that ground is nice and warm right now. Those roots will keep growing until the ground gets cold. So that'll put a lot of biomass underground as well as crop on top of the ground that will green. It's going to help hold the soil in place. It's going to go scavenger some of the nutrients that are still left there if the corn crop or the soybean crop didn't use it all. It's going to go tie that up in an organic matter form all the way through the wintertime. The rye will actually come back to life next spring, so we will actually see green fields again next spring. So the way to tell if this is happening and working is after the crop comes off this fall and you drive by and you see a really green field, it's probably been seeded with cover crop.
And the purpose of this is what?
Soil and water conservation and soil health. We really want to improve the soil health by keeping something living. Our soil is alive with microbes, and the more microbes in there, they have to have something living to live on. And so we want to have that all activity growing as long as we can. The corn crop is basically shutting down, and the soybean crop are basically shutting down now so that they get dry enough for us to harvest. Whereas these cover crops are going to start growing, they'll be there, they'll add organic matter to the soil, they'll tie up those nutrients until next spring for us, and then next spring they'll decay, turn back into the biomass that will go into more fertilizer for the crop.
Okay, does the stuff that makes that grows again in the spring, does that have to be killed then?
If you put on something that you are that's going to overwinter, which would be the winter, or the rye is a cereal rye, and that will overwinter, so that'll come back to life again next spring as a green crop. It never dies. And we would have to terminate that somehow. Now, that can be terminated in a variety of ways. It can be terminated with a chemical application, it can be terminated by a crimping system, or it can be terminated by tillage. So all of those are possibilities in the spring to terminate it in order to put the next crop on.
Okay. How many acres are you planning to cover today?
Between the farmers that we have here, we'll be covering almost 2,500 acres today.
Okay. And are we seeing more cover crops being applied around the county?
The county, we kind of got into this. We've been at it almost 15 years now, and we were kind of early adapters. I wouldn't say there's a huge amount, but we have people that we need to get interested in it because there's more opportunity out here. There is cost share available. There is ways for people to start out trying it small and giving it a chance. So I encourage that by all means to ask somebody that's already doing it, because we've learned a lot of lessons over the years. We've made some mistakes. Each year is different. It's so dependent when we're fall seeding like this with the airplanes about how much moisture we get. A A lot of farmers in our area will also do cover crops after the crop is harvested, and that will actually be drilled into the ground, and that will have a little better chance, but they don't tend to use annuals that die in the fall. They'll use the cereal rye that will come back in the spring so that it has an opportunity to keep growing.
Okay, and if people want more information, especially about the part where you mentioned cost share through the local NRCS office?
Yeah, absolutely. They should contact the NRCS office, talk to a producer that's already doing it, because I'm sure they already know some of the ins and out about that to get them started in it. Time to sign up is during the summer. They really want to get you involved in this opportunity. The state cost share money is something that the state of Iowa believes in: clean water, clean soil, making the healthy planet. So I think it's going to continue down the road.
Ron, thank you very much. I do appreciate it.
Absolutely, Kevin.
Thank you for watching this edition of Nature Talk. Ron, you told me more than I ever imagined I know. So thank you very much, and let's hope this works well.
Oh yeah. Thanks,
all right,
Kevin.
thank you. This is in addition to our previous video. I learned this after talking to Ron. This is Keith, and he's going to explain how he's been doing some experimental cover crops. So go ahead,
Yeah.
Keith.
Well, we do a lot of things similar to what Ron's doing, but this past year, we also did some relay rye, where we had a neighbor with the turbo-till and seeded the rye last fall. And then this spring, instead of terminating it, we just planted soybeans right into the rye, a specific variety that was a little bit shorter, and the rye was a taller variety, so there's a difference. And then just after the 4th of July, maybe a week after that, we combined the rye right over top of the beans. We snipped off just a few of the bean leaves. We're getting down that close, and then we're fortunate we got some rain, and the beans have come up above where we harvested the rye, and it looks real good. So we've got two different crops
out of the same
we call
field,
it a relay rye.
In the same growing season.
In the same growing
two crops,
season.
Same
Yep.
field. Really? Okay.
It's doing a lot for soil health and cleaning up water and all of that, because we didn't use any herbicide at all on this.
Really?
This was our first year. Going into it, we'll try to find a herbicide that will work. But the field was pretty clean for the most part.
Did you have some insect issues then?
No,
Or plant issues,
we
weeds?
haven't. We did have a few weeds. We've been pulling them by hand.
Okay.
It was a small enough area that we could do that.
Are you thinking you'll expand this next year?
We're going to do a few more acres next year and bump our population up a little bit. We've learned a little, so we're going to make a few small adjustments.
Sure.
But we really like what we're doing.
Good.
We'll continue. I think we'll continue on with this, and that's part of the rye that in one of the wagons back there, we mixed it a rye and oat crop
So you just
mixture.
progress.
And,
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Circle of life.
So
All
yeah,
right.
yeah, we're looking forward to it.
All right. Thank
All right.
you, Keith. I
Yeah.
appreciate that. That's something
Yeah.
I wasn't even aware of, and we're doing it. Are you Bremer County, Butler, or where are you?
Well, Butler and Floyd.
Butler and Floyd. So you're
Yeah.
close. So
Yes. Yes.
we're expanding the way we do things, and you're getting
Yeah.
double bang for the buck out of those acres.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much, Keith.
Great. Thank
Appreciate
you.
it. Okay, this is Kelton. He's the pilot, and he's going to give us a talk through. Okay?
Okay, what we got here is the GPS for going across the field. That's the field I flew just a few minutes ago. The green stuff is where I turn off and on at. I can zoom in a little bit more. You can see how I did the ends. And you can see the difference where I turned off and on here and here. That's because I'm racetracking it. And you have to have lead lag time.
Yep.
It's just part of the physics.
Yep.
And we can zoom out and see the other stuff I've done this morning. There's 2 more fields and there's a 3rd field down here.
Wow.
And then here in a few minutes I'm going to another field. And it's off over here. And I'll tell it to take me to it. Set poly 3. Wrong button. Set poly 3. Enter. Now it's going to navigate me right to that next field. And there's the shape of the next field.
So are you, when you get to that field, are you manually doing it, or is the plane doing it?
Oh yeah, everything's manual. There's no automatic on the airplane at all.
And look at all these controls and gauges and
Yeah, they're pretty straightforward and simple. This is mostly lights and breakers for those.
Yep.
And then the bottom over here is for the engine starting and generator and stuff like that.
Okay.
And then that row up there is more lights. Turn the computer off and on.
Yep.
Off over there on the very far side is one of the most important things on the whole thing. The air conditioner switch.
The air conditioner. Okay. Got it.
And over here, all these over here are for the engine.
Okay.
Your temperature, oil pressure, the RPM of the engine, RPM of the prop.
Sure.
The exhaust gas temperature. And then over there is a little bit of flight gauges, which is attitude indicator and airspeed and altitude.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate it. You're probably ready to get back out. So.
Not yet, but okay, over here on this side, what we have is throttle, prop, mixture, which is fuel.
Yep.
This is the handle I use to put the seed out, and this is the handle I use to put the spray out.
Okay.
And these switches control the hopper door. That's the flaps. Then I've got 3 different trims on here. I've got a trim here for the elevator, a trim for the rudder, and an electric trim for the ailerons.
Got it. Wow.
The pedals down here go in and out and pivot.
Okay.
And that controls the rudder and the brakes. The brakes are independent on each side.
Okay. So you can see the hopper as the hopper is going down and down. So are you going off a visual, or are you going off a scale, or this somehow?
I'm going off visual and the acre counter, because on the computer, and it tells me how many acres I've covered.
I see.
And I visually observe that I'm doing the right thing.
Okay. So does it automatically adjust based on your speed, how much you're putting out?
The spray automatically adjusts, but not the granulator.
Okay. Okay.
But the spray is hooked up to a computer that automatically adjusts my speed.
Okay.
Granulated, nah.
Okay. All right. Thanks, sir. Appreciate it. We climbed out.
Well, good.
Did everything I